Welcome to our worship service here at First Unitarian Society of Ithaca. As we move into spring and new growth starts again, here at First Unitarian, nurturing our connections, ever seeking inspiration, and being hopeful for light and health. My name is Jennifer Stridemullen, and I am the Celebration Associate today. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to everyone, whether you are newcomers or longtime attendees, members of the Ithaca community, or watching from another place. We are so glad you have chosen to be with us. Please check your email, our Facebook page, and our website for more information about how to create connections. If you'd like to receive weekly updates describing opportunities for engagement, please email a request at office@uuithaca.org. Our service this morning has been pre-recorded, but we look forward to sharing the service broadcast on Sunday morning and seeing you at the live coffee hour that follows. The theme for March is Becoming, which will be reflected in the music, readings, and sermons. As for announcements, the final session of this cohort of NICE is today. The anti-racism movie series is showing and discussing the film Just Mercy on Tuesday. Contact Peggy McKernan for more information.
I have often come to this church before, but I never ever thought what it was worth before. All at once am I newly wondering why someone else has to pay all the bills. Are there other faiths in the heart of town? Can you find a church like this in any part of town? Does acceptance pour out of every door? No, it's just in the church where we pledge. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know the difference I make. The overpowering feeling that every pledge can make our church a better place. People stop and stare, they don't bother me. For there is no church in town where I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here in the church where we pledge.
Our opening words this morning are by my colleague, Reverend Sean Neal Barron. Your body is welcome here, all of it. Yes, even that part, and yes, even that part. The parts you love, the parts you don't. For in this place we come with all that we are, all that we have been, and all that we are going to be. Our bodies are constantly changing. Cells die and cells are reborn. We respond to infections and disease. Sometimes we can divorce them from our bodies, and other times they become a permanent part of us. Your body and all that is within it, both wanted and not wanted, has a place here. Our bodies join in a web of co-creation, created and creating, constantly changing us. Scarred and tattooed, tense and relaxed, diseased and cured, unfamiliar and intimate, formed in infinite diversity of creation. Your body is welcome here, all of it. So take a moment and welcome it. Take a moment to feel in it. Take a moment to be in it. whoever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Here you belong.
Welcome, everyone. Simon Catterall. Flaming chalice is a symbol of mystics and heretics, artists and activists, reformers and refugees, and Unitarian Universalists everywhere. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action.
Good morning, friends. I hope that you all had a lovely holiday weekend last week, and I am so glad to be back here with you today. The theme this month is becoming. When we think about becoming, we often think first of growing, of becoming more and more. But becoming isn't just about expanding and adding. Much of the time, it requires some letting go, so we can let in the new. With this in mind, one of the ways our faith guides us in the work of leaning into a people of becoming is by reminding us that sometimes we need to let go so we can let something else in. Let's open our packets now that are marked 4/11 or April 11th. I found two things in mine. I found this balloon and I found an Admit One ticket. This morning, we are going to use the balloons for letting go, and we will use the tickets for letting in. We are going to be blowing up our balloons, so you may need an adult to help. They can be a little tricky, and that's why I'm stretching mine right now. Okay, here are some ways we can all pretend together to let go and let in. First, we're going to be a caterpillar that needs to let go of crawling and munching on leaves. We're going to blow that need right into our balloon, like this. Here it is, that need to crawl and munch. And now we're going to let it go. The caterpillar needs to let go in order to let in. Oh, it's time to grab our Admit One ticket. Here it is. It's going to let in that transformation into a chrysalis hanging on a branch. Then the chrysalis needs to let go of stillness and being folded up. Let's blow that need into our balloons. And we're going to let them go. It needs to let go in order to let in. Here's our ticket again. The transformation into a butterfly with wings. Without letting go of its time as a caterpillar, and then again as a chrysalis, it can never become the butterfly it's meant to be. Okay, here's another way to think about it. In football, a quarterback needs to let go of being the star of the show and throwing for touchdowns. So let's blow that need right into our balloon again. We're going to let that need to be the star go. And now we're going to let in the running back, getting the ball and being the one to score the touchdowns for the team. An ice skater needs to let go of the fear of falling. And this can actually apply to a lot of athletes, right? Divers, dancers, gymnasts. So let's blow that fear into our balloons together. Here it is, our fear of falling, and we're going to let it go. So they have to let that go in order to let in the gravity-defying triple axel. And I bet if we stop to think about it, there are examples all around us of things that we need to let go of in order to let in something new. Maybe we need to let go of fear or doubt to let in success. Maybe we need to let go of the need to be in control so that we can open ourselves up to whatever happens when we surrender to different possibilities. Maybe we need to let go of our need to know everything all the time and accept that some things are going to remain a mystery. I want to take our balloon one last time, and I want to practice letting go and letting in. I know there is still a lot of uncertainty about church and this community and what is going to happen in the fall and moving forward. Reverend Margaret is leaving. We still don't know if we're going to be able to meet in person. There is a lot of unknown and change coming for us here at Fuse-It. And this is for everyone, whether you have a balloon or not. I want you to join me right now and let go. Let go of the feelings that you have of worry, of grief, of uncertainty, of whatever it is that you are holding on to. Blow them right out. And together we're going to let them go. And now I invite you to let in. We're going to let in 3 things. We're going to let in acceptance and hope and joy. Acceptance that this is the path that we are on and that we are on it together. We're going to let in hope. Hope for what the future holds for us, for Reverend Margaret, and hope about how incredible that future could be. And lastly, we're going to let in joy. Joy in this opportunity for reflection, growth, and transformation. Just like the butterfly. We are about to enter into our chrysalis, and I cannot wait to see what comes next. Sometimes, in order to grow, we have to let go of the balloon in order to let in something new. We might just let it float away, or we might pop it for a sudden letting go. Now, there is space in our hands, and in it appears a ticket to something new. What might become of this if we can let go and let in something new?
Each week we share communal spiritual practice where we lift up the joys and the sorrows of our lives, those moments and people and circumstances that bring us joy and those that bring us concern or sorrow. This week, in particular, I lift up those who are struggling with loss, those who have lost loved ones, important life milestones, health and well-being. And I lift up those who are experiencing the joy of additions, new life in our families or our communities, new life that is springing forth from the natural world. And today I lift up all those who are struggling with illness of body or mind, those who are struggling to overcome addiction or unsafe home lives. And I lift up all those in our community who are working diligently to make sure that we all have enough. May all of us find strength and courage and peace. If you're watching this service in its live format, I invite you to type your joy or your sorrow into the chat box. Or if you wish, you can simply speak it aloud to the people you're watching with or aloud to the universe. May these joys, may these sorrows, may these prayers that we have lifted up to the universe be held with care and love and compassion. At the beginning of our live coffee hour each week, we will have a time where a coordinator will offer space for the sharing of joys and sorrows. May we all continue to engage in this communal spiritual practice of listening deeply, of offering our care and our compassion to one another, and of being present how we can in this challenging time. Now, holding in our hearts these joys and these sorrows that we have shared and those that remain unspoken, I offer you space to join with me in some continued moments of reflection and prayer. This is a blessing. These words were written by my colleagues, the Reverends John and Sarah Gibb Millspaugh, and they are adapted from the Karaniya Metta Sutta of the Pali Canon. In our religious tradition in Unitarian Universalism, it's not just ministers and religious professionals who have the power to bless. Each of us has the power to bless another, to bless the world. Therefore, I invite everyone here, everyone who is watching, no matter where you are, to participate in this blessing. These words are ordinary words, but we make this blessing real through our shared intention. And so I invite you to lift up your hands. Maybe you put your hand on the shoulder of the person you're watching with, or simply lift your hands up so that you may hold this blessing. Or perhaps there's a photograph of a person or a pet nearby who you'd like to place your hand on. Let us connect with one another in this moment. As we have been blessed, so we bless one another to be a blessing. Breathe in, breathe out. This breath we share with all that breathes. Feel the love of the universe flowing through this community into you and out into the universe again. Let the love of all the universe, your love, flow outward to its height, its depth, its broad extent. You are more than you know, and more beloved than you know. Take up what power is yours to create safe haven, to make of earth a heaven. Give hope to those you encounter, that they may know safety from inner and outer harm. Be happy and at peace, healthy and strong, caring and joyful. Be the blessing you already are. That is enough. Blessed be. Amen.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness.
Each week, we take an offering to sustain the important ministries and programs of this congregation and its presence in Ithaca. Giving to the plate is a ritual reminder of that form of love we call generosity. Let it be a reminder that we have enough and that we keep our capacity to give to support this beloved community. The giving information will appear on your screen in a moment during the offertory music. Giving to the plate is important. It's a symbol of our gratitude for this service and our ongoing commitment to support the work of this church. So please take a moment and give through either the text option or the giving button on the homepage of the website. May these gifts bring about connection, inspiration, and engagement within these walls and beyond.
Our reading this morning was written by the Reverend Mark Morrison Reed. We are all dying, our lives always moving toward completion. We need to learn to live with death and to understand that death is not the worst of all events. We need to fear not death, but life, empty lives, loveless lives, lives that do not build upon the gifts that each of us has been given, lives that are like living deaths, lives which we never take the time to savor and appreciate, lives in which we never pause to breathe deeply. What we need to fear is not death, but squandering the lives we have been miraculously given. So let me die laughing, savoring one of life's crazy moments. Let me die holding the hand of one I love and recalling that I tried to love and was loved in return. Let me die remembering that life has been good and that what I did was what I could do. But today, just remind me that I am dying so that I can live, savor, and love with all my heart. There is a story about the great Hasidic rabbi Zusia of Hanipal. It goes something like this. On his deathbed, the rabbi began to cry uncontrollably, and his students and disciples tried hard to comfort him. They asked him, "Rabbi, why do you weep? You're almost as wise as Moses. You're almost as hospitable as Abraham. And surely heaven will judge you favorably." And Zusia answered them, "It's true. When I get to heaven, I won't worry so much if God asks me, 'Zusia, why were you not more like Abraham?' Or, 'Zusia, why were you not more like Moses?' I know I would be able to answer these questions. After all, I was not given the righteousness of Abraham or the faith of Moses, but I tried to be both hospitable and thoughtful. But what will I say when God asks me, Zusia, why were you not more like Zusia? Why were you not more like Zusia? Why were you not more of yourself? Much of our lives are spent striving toward some ideal we have about the right kind of life. Many of us strive our whole lives toward a certain career or job, a certain family, a certain body type, a certain salary, a certain house or car, or getting our lives to be just so. Often we spend so much time striving for something else, better, new. We forget to be present in the moment and allow time and our lives to unfold how they will. One of the drawbacks of being a human being is that we know we will die. We are sentient beings, and we have been gifted and maybe cursed with the intelligence to know how this story ends. We know that someday, beyond our control, this whole thing will end. And whether we believe in a final judgment in heaven or not, we know that how we live our lives right now, in this moment, matters. Maya Angelou once said, "A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who you are." As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm that we each have a song. We affirm that we do not have all of the answers, none of us. No matter our age, our status, our profession, our position in the congregation, all of us are on this journey together, singing our songs, learning how to harmonize with each other, leaning in to the dissonance. In Unitarian Universalism, we offer a space for each of us to learn and grow and become most fully who we are. And this requires us to ask hard questions. It requires that we will sometimes have to let go of beliefs or ideas that no longer resonate with us or feel true with our new understandings of the world and our place in it. This requires of us that we will need to learn new and different words and rituals and behaviors. Ours is a tradition that does not stay still, but moves and shifts and forms us and is formed by us. And there are things that continue to ring true in all of that shifting and changing. Each of us has inherent worth and dignity. That is to say that each of us has our own song. In our story about Rabbi Zusia, we might want to take away that this idea that we should only be ourselves and not consider how that impacts others. But you'll note that Rabbi Zusia points out how he strived to be like Abraham and Moses. There's always value in learning from wise teachers and mentors, from our own lived experiences and the wisdom of the world's stories and adventures. And there is this need we have to synthesize that all into our own being. And how we integrate those things into our lives will look different. There will be fragments, there will be pieces, they will look different. There will be a manifestation for me that is different from the manifestation for you, and you, and you. I like to think of this process like piecing together a mosaic. There are fragments of wisdom, of story, of message, of meaning that we will each pick out and arrange just so in our own unique way. Some following a pattern, some doing their own thing. And the resulting series of multicolored pieces placed in their own ways will look different. And in the end, it is the process of creating something beautiful with our lives that brings the joy and the appreciation. This is our commitment to a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, to hanging on to the pieces that resonate. So let me die laughing, Reverend Mark Morrison Reed writes, savoring one of life's crazy moments. Let me die holding the hand of the one I love and recalling that I tried to love and was loved in return. Let me die remembering that life has been good and that I did what I could. But today, just remind me that I am dying so that I can savor and live and love with all my heart. Some of us are reminded frequently that we are all dying. This past year, we have witnessed the deaths of over 600,000 Americans from COVID-19. And perhaps this year more than others, we are even more aware of our mortality than ever. Every time we mask up, wash our hands, stay apart, when what we want to do is run arms wide into the embrace of those we love. Every day, as our vaccination date approaches, or our children return to school, or the farmer's market opens up again, or we realize once more that someday in the future, we will need to come together safely when all this ends, and we feel in ourselves a bubbling up of simultaneous elation and terror. What if things feel different? What if it all feels strange? What if I'm not feeling ready? Where is my song in all of this? Each of these is an experience and another reminder of our fragility, of our vulnerability, of our reliance on each other to keep each other safe. And another reminder that we are interwoven together, that our mosaics overlap, that we are living and dying alongside one another. This year, as we have so dramatically shifted how we live our lives, there are many among us who are taking a much deeper look. Am I living in a way that is true to the song in my heart? Am I living in a way that is in line with my values? If I were to die tomorrow, would I be content with my life? What loose ends do I need to tie up? What legacy do I want to leave? How can I live my life in this moment and this one in a way that is authentic to who I am and who I want to be? Like Rabbi Zusia, we may find some of that wisdom for living from the prophets, those prophets of old and those who are right in front of us. And like Rabbi Zusia, we may find some of that wisdom right inside our own hearts. One of our transcendentalist forebears, Ralph Waldo Emerson, once said, "To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find beauty in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that one life has breathed easier because you lived here. This is to have succeeded." We know these things. We have learned them countless times from the wisdom and religious teachings, from our family, our friends, our leaders. We know it in the core of who we are. And oh, how easily we forget. So here is your daily reminder. to sing the song that is in your heart, to speak words that are true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind, to notice beauty, to become the best version of yourself, not the best as measured by your status or your ability to be right, but measured by the way you make others and yourself feel. Here is your invitation to becoming your most full self, the you that dwells deep in your heart, the you have been for your whole life, the you have hidden away, the you who the world needs. Let us go laughing. Let us go loving. Let us go singing our songs, and let us become our most full selves. As Howard Thurman once said, the world needs those who have come alive. So may it be. Amen, and blessed be.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
As we extinguish our chalices, we do not let go of the hope and courage that they represent. We go forth from this place carrying with us our blessing for the world, our yearning for a world made fair and honest, our prayer for each other that we might be our truest selves. We carry our promise to work for justice, our compassion for all, our love, and our courage out into this beautiful and broken world. Our service has ended. Let our true service now begin. Go in peace.